Mother Gaia, lift us higher, joining hearts and joining hands. Mother Gaia, lift us higher, uniting all across the land. Sisters and brothers, join the prayer. Mother Earth is in our care. Precious life is everywhere.
Well, if our part of our incarnation is to make a joyful noise unto the Lord and unto the law, well, they carried that out extremely well, didn't they? Well, let's do that again, can we? To our band and to Noreen and our AV, we're very blessed. And I always say that one of my core values as a spiritual being is appreciation and not taking things for granted. And I think it's important sometimes for us to just call in front of the room the many, many hours that the people who stand before you are getting prepped. So you get to come in and clap and have a spiritual experience and allow yourself to be. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's just really great. So let's give them some love again, you know? And we're so delighted of all the places that you could be today. There's lots of choices here in Santa Barbara County for sure, and lots of places for all of you online that you could choose to be, but we're just grateful that you choose us. We really appreciate that because at Unity of Santa Barbara, we're at kind of a pivotal moment in that we have been chanting for a year and a month. That's how long Reverend Cathy and I have been here. We're still accepting presents, you know. We've been here a year and a month, and we integrated, along with the board, you know, amazing things are happening here. Because when you get into that mindset, and you do it with your spouses at home, by the way, and you do it with your children, and you do it with your life, and you do it when you look in the mirror, and you say, amazing things are happening here. Because you set in motion as an intentional spirit what you want to see. Because otherwise you can go off on a tangent of what's wrong. And that seems to multiply a lot faster than what's right. Are you with me? Everybody take a breath. And, you know, Spirit just told me to say that to you, so does it apply to one of two of you? Yeah, hallelujah. So, you know, we don't get too comfortable with our chairs, so if you'd please stand. You know, to me, it's the physiological being making a statement for your belief in yourself and your belief in the Creator that has given you life. It's a privilege to know that you are on assignment and that you matter and that you are necessary as an individual. And on the collective, we affirm our Unity of Santa Barbara statement. Shall we? Unity of Santa Barbara is a spiritual community which touches hearts, awakens souls, and builds dreams. And on the way back to your chair, would you make a connection with somebody and build a friendship? Say hello to someone. That always feels so refreshing and has meaning because we just take a moment to come from the spirit of giving. And I was at an event last night that Dr. Michael Beckwith spoke, and he was tuning into that idea of, and some others of us were there too, and talking about the importance of coming from the spirit of giving first rather than taking. So, thank you for your participation. We want to welcome all the people that are tuning in online. We really appreciate them. We appreciate their donations. Very grateful for that. We had viewers in California, Maryland, North Carolina, Ohio, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Colorado, and Hawaii. And then in our countries, we had Spain, Scotland, Kenya, and I just want to give a shout out to Greg, who's in New Zealand, and he watches us every week. So let's give them all some love. And France is, yes, but they're tuning in today? Okay. Okay, well, hey, talk about bam, bam, empowerment. Let's give our friend from Paris, France that's here today. Yay! You go, girl. All right, we're also happy that this has happened here, and it's continuing to happen because amazing things are happening here, in that we have Oak Cottage that started tuning into us on Sundays. The activities director started having them come in on Sunday and watch our services, and that then went on for 6 more retirement support centers here in Santa Barbara. They're all tuning in, so... And don't be concerned, those of you that are in the Silent Witness Protection Program, you can only see the back of your head. They won't know you're here. Okay. And though you do not see youth in our service, they are actively learning the unity principles in the community center. And please invite the kids you know to come, because our emphasis is really on growing our youth department. So who would be willing to help with that? Don't raise your hand unless you're telling the truth. You'll have to reincarnate to fill that out, okay? But we really appreciate it. Remember, this is your community, and we need your support. So do you know who knows somebody that has children? Okay, there you go. That was subtle, wasn't it? All right. Those of you that are here for the first time, I know a couple of people drove. Well, we have several people that drive here, Reverend Cathy, from Los Angeles. And that, can you imagine? I mean, that's quite an undertaking. That being said, we have some new people here today from Los Angeles, and we have other people that are here, and we have Paris, France. And tell us if we could come stay with you, because we're all... That's another conversation. Okay, on task. If you are with us for the first time, would you please stand? Oh, wow. Oh, we are so grateful that you are here. We appreciate you. You get a 20% discount off in the bookstore. Okay, and anyone seated next to our first-time folks today, please give them a warm First Unity welcome. And Reverend Susan will be up here after the service today if you have any questions about who we are, our unity, etc. Yes, that's all we wanted you to do. You can get mala beads at the Welcome Center, and they're really nice. So that's an affirmative bead where you can do meditation or prayer. It's a very ancient practice. So get your mala beads. And God, that coffee is really good. So anyway, let us read our affirmative blessing for our guest and for one another, shall we? We are here to celebrate our spiritual magnificence. We gather together each week to honor our divinity and to bring life into our sacred story. We allow ourselves to receive the energy of the divine, while at the same time we are willing to let go of what no longer serves us. We celebrate free will and choice, and we know that life truly begins right now. When does life truly begin? Right now. We have a prayer box if you have something that you would like to let go of or some support. And it can also be, people tend to forget when we say the word prayer and people go, I don't really have anything going on right now. Would you like something going on? Because prayer isn't just about less than, it could be more than. So please put those requests in. You can remain anonymous if you would like. We also have a chaplain available. I see one. We have 11 here, but I see one because, how do I see her? Does anybody know? Thank you. The white stole. So would our chaplain for the day please stand? There we go. And we also have our wonderful chapel that's open during the week, and it happens to be named after Miss Unity. Please stand. Shirley Campbell. Yes. All right. Feels good to be here, doesn't it? All right, so we are now, as we are preparing for meditation, if you want to go ahead and get comfortable, uncross, close your outer eyes so your inner eyes may be revealed. And so as you are in the awareness that everything is holy, I invite you now to deepen your awareness of your breath. And if you would take just a moment and affirm out loud with me, I give thanks for my breath. Shall we? I give thanks for my breath. And then as you're aware that everything is holy, then be aware that you have this beautiful pulse going in your body. You have brand new cells being created with no memory, no identification, no story unless you give it to them. And you just become aware that your heart is beating. We know it is because you are present here. You are in this dimension. And I'd like and invite you to just simply say, I give thanks for my heartbeat. Together, I give thanks for my heartbeat. And so in those moments when we are conceptualizing this identification that we are connected to something greater than ourselves, there is this great humility of surrendering because we aren't doing it all by ourselves. We're given breath every day. We're given heartbeats every day. And the question is, what do we do with those? That amazing and incredible power of life that's running through every cell and fiber of your being. The energy that is the energy of the entire universe, you and I have the capacity to allow it to flow through our entire system. For life is forever giving of itself. And love cannot be outgiven. And so it is mindful when we have these moments and we trust the chair to hold us up and we realize everywhere we are is holy ground. We are holy ground. And whether we remember it or not, one day we will return to holy ground that we have been expressing all of our lives. We are the divine. Everything about you is holy ground. Your experiences, your memories, your moments. There was no story that prevents or could eliminate the holiness of who you are. You truly are the representation of the best thing that you have going for yourself. It is you. For based upon that integration, you can clearly see why the universe loves you, while life is kind and loving, why we have an immense responsibility to move from I to we. And yet meditation helps us become a healthy I, so that we project divine onto others instead of protection and safety. So I'll take a deep breath. Just take a moment and be aware of your heart again. Realize how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, how irresistible you are, how divine. You are nature's greatest work in the making. We celebrate that memory being instilled within you today, that it will be a memory that becomes your reality, that your reality becomes inclusive, that your inclusion becomes acceptance, and that you envelop Mother Earth in that knowing. Everything is holy ground. And so it is.
beautiful, lovely, the harmony, everything, the energy, the smiles. When I was in my late 20s, I moved to Florida, and I needed to find a dentist. And I asked around, and it seemed as though everyone recommended this one dentist. Supposedly, he was the best in town, and everyone loved him. So I made an appointment, and when I walked into the office, I saw the dentist, Dr. Bill, and we immediately fell madly in love. Needless to say, after some courtship, we got married. And after a year after our wedding, we were taking a nice long romantic walk on the beach, and he fell. And he couldn't seem to get up. I tried to lift him up. He couldn't move. He couldn't get off the ground. And after some medical tests, it turned out that he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So we had to sell his dental practice, which was something that it was his love. In fact, he really identified with that, with being a dentist. And then we moved to Boulder, Colorado, because the weather there was favorable for his condition. Now, I can tell you the next part of this story that very few people know about because he has since passed away. It's fair game. When you die, I get to talk about you. I just want you to know. Some of you are going, oh my God, I hope not. Increasingly, though, his personality changed from being so lovable to being bitter, hostile, resentful, angry in our relationship. And he was rarely happy with anything that I said or did. Continuously, he criticized, complained, condemned, and I would allow it to happen. My family and my friends refused to be around him, and I stayed in a very unhealthy relationship for 8 years. I gave my power away. My self-esteem was completely absent. Let's just say I wasn't my own best friend. And one night, I was having dinner with my best friend, Phyllis, and she said, "Why are you with him? No one likes the way he treats you. Can you not see that? Divorce him. He treats you like a slave." Now that's a good friend. To this day, I am so grateful to her for telling me the truth in a way that I could hear it. It was such an awakening, and I knew at that moment I needed to change. At that time, my former husband and I, we lived up in the hills of Boulder, Colorado, and as I was driving home that night, I prayed. And I said, God, I need your help. I need my power back. And just at that instant, a most mystical experience happened. A large mountain lion gracefully walked in front of my car and stopped. And we stared at each other for a good minute. Now, a minute is a long time when you're staring at a mountain lion. But it was as if this lion was giving me her strength and her power. And it was a great moment that literally changed my life forever. It changed me inside. It truly was one of the most magical experiences of my life. My self-esteem, once again, I was bursting with pride. My confidence was strong. And in that one moment, I was back. I felt like Superwoman. Tawanda, I thought to myself. And I said inside myself, damn, it feels so good to be me right now. You know that feeling? Damn, it feels good to be me right now. And when I walked into our home, full of poise, full of power, there he was, sitting at the table, and I boldly said, I want a divorce. And he didn't quite know what to do with my newfound superpower. And he responded with, okay. You see, I got ground down in that relationship, and that is no way to live a life. It wasn't good for me. It's not good for anybody. It was a crash course on how to be my own best friend. My friends, everything that we have gone through so that we can be of service to another human being. May today's lesson be of service, where you know your own self-worth and your own value, where you can stop and claim that you are your own best friend. Now, today's lesson may not apply to you, or maybe not a whole lot of people here, but I'm going to ask you a favor. That if you know of someone that could benefit from this lesson today, please pass it forward from either our website, our YouTube channel, or our Facebook page. That was just a little commercial, but truly, if you know of someone, you can be that person that changes somebody's life. And so therefore, today we are inspired actually by Matthew 22, 36 through 39, when the disciples ask, Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus replied, Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. So, loving God, check, that's easy, or you wouldn't be here today. Being loving to your neighbor, well, that is the outflow of the self-love that you have for yourself. It comes from you out. So the first thing is to love yourself. That is the key. Now, part of self-love is letting go of toxic people and having healthy boundaries so that you can live a healthy, happy life. Maybe you have someone in your life, maybe that might feel destructive to your well-being. Therefore, I have some questions for you. Are these people that you suffer for really the right people for you? Are you willing to suffer for someone else's well-being? Are they willing for you to give up your own happiness for them? Have you forgotten to love yourself first? We have all, each one of us, we have all experienced something like this. And often we are worried that it's about pleasing others or upsetting others, where, oh my God, they're going to be upset about this. I just know it. Maybe it will upset them, maybe not. But let me tell you something. Your destiny is never tied to someone where you are turning yourself into a pretzel to please them. Yes, you risk losing friends, but you get you back. You get you back, where you can say to yourself, damn, it feels good to be me right now. No longer do you have to make other people's suffering and fragility your responsibility. Each of us is responsible for our own experience. Remember, each person is under the law of their own consciousness. And it doesn't mean that they are bad people. It just means that their part in your life's evolution, in your life story, is over. People fall into your life to teach you certain things about yourself. And that's why here in Unity we say we take responsibility, we learn, we gather, we become empowered, and we become more strengthened because of things that have happened in our lives. As the saying goes, they might be there for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People come and go. However, have you ever stayed in a friendship or a relationship past its due date? Anyone here? Wow, I saw a lot of hands go up. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Sometimes nostalgia keeps us in a relationship. Oh, we've been friends for so long. The truth is, the length of time is not a strong enough qualifier to stay in something that is no longer for your highest good. One time, there was a friend of mine that broke up with me. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. It was like, me, I'm so fabulous. I can't believe that they did that. My ego was so bruised. And then, if I was truthful with myself, we had been evolving in separate directions for quite some time. And being in each other's presence really was not healthy. And she just had the guts to say it. You see, some people don't even know that they're in a toxic relationship because it's so habitual. Now, I want to read something to you from Bishop T.D. Jakes. And every time I hold my hand up like this, okay? Every time I'm going to hold my hand up like this, I want you to say the words, "Let it go," with great conviction. Are you ready? Let's just practice for a moment. Let it go. All right, so this is what he said. You've got to know when it's over. Let me tell you something. I've got the gift of goodbye. It's the 10th spiritual gift. I believe in goodbye. It's not that I'm hateful, it's that I'm faithful. And I know whatever God means for me to have, He'll give it to me. Therefore, stop begging people to stay. Let them go. If you are holding on to something that doesn't belong to you and was never intended for you for your life, then you need to let it go. If you are holding on to past hurts and pains, let it go. If someone can't treat you right, love you back, and see your worth, let it go. If someone has angered you, let it go. If you are holding on to some thoughts of evil and revenge, let it go. If you are involved in a wrong relationship or an addictive relationship, let it go. If you are holding on to a job that no longer meets your needs or talents, let it go. If you are judging others to make yourself feel better, let it go. If you're stuck in the past and God is trying to take you to a new level, let it go. If you are struggling with the healing of a broken relationship, let it go. If you keep trying to help someone who won't even help themselves, let it go. If there is a particular situation that you are so used to handling yourself and God is saying, take your hands off of it, then you need to let it go. Let the past be in the past. Forget the former things. God is doing a new thing, and let's say this with conviction, my friends. Let it go. Isn't that great? My friends, the one person that you are with forever is you. Your relationship with yourself is eternal, so choose to be your own best friend. But here's the trap. Out in the third dimensional world, and we've seen this, right, in social media, Facebook, Instagram, if you are not careful, you can actually use others out there to give you your value. Many people externalize their value. They may look to a particular person or maybe even a group of people that to get their approval from. And if they don't get it, it feels like for them that their spirit has been killed. You have to realize that your value, it's eternal. You see, there is a seemingly disconnection with your higher self. Now, you're never disconnected from your higher self, but it's when we forget. It's when you forget that you're divine. It's when you forget that you are made holy. And then there's this need to find acceptance out there. I've done it, my friends, haven't you? Where it's like, oh, I remember the guy in high school, oh my God, he meant everything to me. And when he dumped me for Cindy Taylor, it was like, oh, but I was looking to him for my value. And the reason why many people are attached to in relationships is because they're waiting for someone else to fill up their cup. Let me tell you this, your own approval is all that matters. You were not born to fit in. You are custom made in the image and likeness of God. Accept the way you are. Love the way you are. You are enough. You do enough. You have enough. And let me share with you what has helped me along my journey. And that is good old-fashioned boundaries. Love your neighbor as thyself means putting boundaries that empowers everyone, including yourself. Now, here's the definition of boundaries. A boundary is a definite place where your responsibility ends and another person's responsibility begins. And it stops you from doing things for others that they should be doing for themselves. A boundary also prevents you from rescuing someone from the consequences of their destructive behavior and they need to experience in order for them to grow. I love that definition. Some years ago, when I had my dog, Reverend Bob, he had a column in our church newsletter called Ask Reverend Bob. And so he would receive all these different questions from people in the congregation. And he received this one question from one of the congregants, and the question was this. I often have the experience that when I'm around other people, maybe even my family or my spouse, that I feel drained and tired, and it's like they're sucking the life right out of me. Is there a way to prevent that or stop that? Can you actually become so stable that other people's energy can no longer affect you? And this is what Reverend Bob wrote back. He's so wise. I mean, he was a good dog. He said, "Why are you forcing yourself to spend time with people when you don't want to?" Good question. And the image that you are exhibiting is one that says how they feel or my obligation to them is more important than honoring how you feel. It's all about boundaries, and boundaries equal self-love. Because if you're staying in their presence when you don't want to be there, that draining feeling that you are having is really telling you that this is not for my highest interest right now. But in that moment, you are prioritizing something else above yourself that is going to cut the energy flow, and you are going to feel less energy. Hello, that is a great dog. He is so very wise indeed. Boundaries also are about stating what you prefer. Most people cannot read your mind. I don't know if you know that, but that is so true. Most people cannot read your mind. For example, people in my life know that if you borrow my Tupperware, you better always return it. They know that. In fact, my husband, before they leave the house, they go, you better return her Tupperware. If you come over for dinner, dinner is served around 5:45, and my preference is that you leave around 7:45. 2 hours is good enough. And if I didn't state my preferences, let's just say I didn't state my preferences, then I would be the victim of someone not returning my Tupperware, thinking, oh my God, they stole my Tupperware, making this whole story up in my brain. Or guests staying past my bedtime and thinking, oh my God, the kitchen has got to be cleaned. I still have to take my shower and take the dogs out. Why won't they leave? Oh God, please let them leave. You don't need to victimize yourself. State what your preferences are and whether those people around you can match them or not. If they won't match your preference, then you have some answers that you might consider. Also, keep in mind, not all people are the same. Not all people have the same vibration, right? Your energy is not for everyone. You are not always going to resonate with everyone. They're not always going to resonate with you. And don't try to convince them or yourself otherwise. Remember, and we've talked about this before, your vibe attracts your tribe. And you will always attract the vibrational match of what you put out there. If you love drama, your tribe will match you, and drama will play out. If your love light is on, you will attract others that have their love light on. Therefore, if you are wanting a tribe that is of a higher frequency, realize this: what is for you will never ask you to lower your vibration. They will never ask you to change your principles, your values, and what's important to you. Once again, what is for you will never ask you to lower your vibration. And here's another reminder. When you live in your own integrity, when you live in your own truth, you don't always fit in. And that's okay. There was a time when I was hanging around people that I wasn't resonating with them, and I realized, I don't want to hang out with these people anymore. I don't resonate with them just for something to do. No, we're not doing that. So I let them go. I just politely said what my preference was, and that was that I had other things taking me in a different direction. That was my boundary. Now, it's not blame. Blame is one of the surest ways to stay in lower vibration. In blaming another, we give our power away. It is simply a recognition that we no longer fit, that we are no longer going in the same direction. Now I have my tribe. I love my tribe. I have fantastic friends and family where my heart is appreciated. And here's what happens once you let go of those that are not for your highest good. People might call you weird, crazy, strange, but guess what? All geniuses have been called that. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. You got to let go to make room for your tribe. People who love you, encourage you, value you, and see the best in you. So this week, I always like to give homework. This week, I want you to treat yourself like you just received a newfound little puppy. You know what that's like? You receive a puppy, and you would treat it lovingly, give it nourishing food, take it for walks, tell it how much you love it, and you would keep it away from mean and aggressive dogs. This week, treat yourself like a puppy. Remember, the one person that you are with forever is you. Your relationship with yourself is eternal. So choose to be your own best friend. And just say to yourself, damn, it feels so good to be me right now. In fact, let's say that together. Damn, it feels so good to be me right now. Can I get an amen?
Hey, Cathy. What a day, yes? Absolutely. As our ushers are coming forward and our choir is gathering, our singers, I wanted to tell you that we're going to start a program for the summer called Surprises in the Summer. And it's going to be a surprise abundance program. So I'm just planting the seeds with you today. You'll be hearing a little bit about it each and every week. Surprises in the summer. So we're going to create some unexpected, expected abundance for all of us and for Unity of Santa Barbara. Could anybody use a little bit more abundance? Right? Exactly. 3 of you raised your hand. That's very impressive. So anyway, I'd just like to say that an offering time, the opportunity to give back is a sacred time. It's a spiritual practice, just like your daily reading or your meditation. It's the act of giving. And I like to say that when your neighbor that you're loving as yourself may not be giving, they may be like me and giving on PayPal, yes? Or Givelify, or they're going outside and meeting one of the board members and not being square, but giving on a square. Okay? So just hold that in that level of acceptance. So let us do our offering statement, please. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I share. Thank you, God. Thank you, everyone. Let's give our singers a hand, our band again. For those of you that are with us for the first time or feel like you're here for the first time in a long time, we really appreciate you. And I always like to say, come to a community 3 or 4 times to get a feel of it before you totally decide if it's the right fit for you, because we think we're great here. Just saying. So again, if you are new and you have questions about Unity, Reverend Susan, would you stand, please? She'll be available after service in the front if you would like to know more about our community and who we are. And that being said, I want to just acknowledge, are these like the most beautiful flowers, right? They're so beautiful, and they are designed by Ingrid Smith. Ingrid is, yes, thank you. What a talent you have, and they were given anonymously to bring beauty into our lives today. I think they did that, don't you? At 12 o'clock today, I'm teaching the well-known in the Unity sector mastermind principles. I've been doing it since I'm 19, so that means that it must work, yes? And so that being said, at noon here in the sanctuary, if you want to stay, the team led by beautiful Patricia Folk, there's lunch available in the chapel that you can purchase in order to stay. Next Sunday is Friendship Sunday and also Mother's Day. So if you would ask me what I would like for Mother's Day. Thank you. What I would like for Mother's Day is I would like every seat to be filled, and I would like us to have to bring out more chairs. I mean, I'm telling you, we are at such a surge of growth, and this is not a time to get complacent. Okay? And then we can all make plans to go to Paris, France to see our friend. So important dates to save is our beloved Penny Little is here today. She's the executive director of Solstice, Summer Solstice. 50,000 people attend. We are going to have an amazing booth in the best location possible to tell everybody about Unity of Santa Barbara. Those are our people, okay? So please sign up at the Welcome Center to be a volunteer. Many of us are going to be involved. It's going to be awesome. What's it going to be? Awesome. Okay. So February 12th. Thank you. I know I float in and out of this dimension. Thank you. May 12th, right? As in this coming week, we have our incredible, on Friday night, beloved Bent. Look at that man right there. And he's going to be doing a concert. I love the title he created, Songs with a Spiritual Bent. All right? I believe we have a video, and we're still on time. You know, we don't start till 5 after 10, so it's okay. Video.
There's a river flowing through me. There's a leaf up on the wave. Every rise you're coming to me, and every fall you go away. But as we fly to the sea, and you're spinning with me, I'm amazed at the grace of it all.
Okay, doesn't that sound like a wonderful way to spend your Friday evening? Couple of exciting things coming up. This is huge. Sound healing with crystal bowls. Hallelujah. The 4th Tuesday of the month, 7 to 8:30 by Amy Batchelor. She only has like 50-something bowls. So we're very excited about that. We're also excited about Reverend Michelle every 4th Thursday of the month, starting in May, teaching the Golden Key, a great, great class. Finally, our board president, Russ Chafin, is going to be going to the movies today, yes? Yes, I am. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to remind you of that. I'm going to do my best. How's this sound? Poeso Nuevo Theater? Thank you. Oh, gosh. Okay. You're all meeting there today in front of the theater at 4:30. You got to love it. Okay, I'm bilingual, English and Southern, and I'm going to get this. Let us stand for the universe today and give thanks as we sing our peace song, yes?